You're right, guys. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well and is feeling good. This video was recommended off the back of the Know Your Ally videos that I done the other day. If you haven't seen them, go check them out, man. They're so good. But I felt quite patriotic after them, and a lot of people were talking about this special relationship that England and Britain has. Britain and America has. And I wanted to know a little bit more about it, and someone said this is a really good short video that explains a little bit more about it. So yeah, it's only short, so we'll jump straight into it. I'm not sure, kind of where it's set or who's doing it, so we'll see.
Americans and Brits both speak English, but when it comes to language, we still have our differences.
Like the beautiful game of football.
No, it's definitely soccer. But do you like my sneakers?
You mean trainers. But there is one phrase that we do have in common.
And we've heard it over and over.
Special relationship.
Extraordinarily special relationship.
Special relationship.
Special relationship.
The phrase has been used by leaders from our two countries for more than 70 years to reinforce diplomatic ties.
But what does it really mean?
I swear it come from World War II, actually.
The term special relationship was officially coined by Winston Churchill in 1946, following the Allied victory over Nazi Germany. Churchill said the UK and the US were each other's biggest allies, not least because they shared the same language. The phrase reinforced common cultural, political and economic ties between the two countries as they faced the growing...
It's a shame because this statue was vandalised so much in the BLM protests. Yeah, I'm not saying it was BLM's fault, but it was as a result of them protests. Who did it, I don't know, but it was vandalised quite a lot. I think it's back up to scratch now, though.
Between the two countries as they faced the growing threat of communism.
And many of those ties still exist today. When it comes to foreign investment, the UK and the US pour more money into each other's economies than any other country in the world. And they share a workforce too. More than 1.1 million Americans work for British companies in the US, and nearly 1.4 million Britons are directly employed by US affiliates.
I didn't know that.
Now, we know relations between our two countries haven't always been perfect. Let's not forget the whole reason we became the United States.
Come on, Elizabeth, that was nearly 300 years ago. Let's move on.
All right, let's go back to the 1940s.
Close ties between the US and the UK helped lay the groundwork for the creation of NATO, an alliance between several countries that wanted protection from the Soviet Union's growing sphere of influence. Intelligence sharing during this time also became a bond that tied the US and UK together. The countries established the UK-USA Agreement, an alliance that allowed them to share highly classified information. The agreement still exists today. During the Cold War, however, the special relationship was not without its own hiccups. In 1956, the relationship hit a rocky patch during the Suez Crisis, when British Prime Minister Anthony Eden was pressured by US President Dwight Eisenhower into withdrawing the UK's military operation in Egypt.
Was it likely to endanger widespread British and international interests? It was.
One thing that became clear, the US was the dominant partner in the relationship. Just look at the size of their economies. In the US, GDP is over $19 trillion, while in the UK, it's around $2.5 trillion. And the UK relies on the US as its most important trading partner. It exports around $130 billion worth of goods to the US. That's more than double what it sends to Germany, its second biggest trading partner. So why does the US even need a special relationship with a smaller economy like the UK? Tom?
Well, Elizabeth, good relationships aren't just about money.
Really?
Think of the military and diplomatic ties, not to mention the cultural collaborations between our two nations. I mean, what about Taylor and Burton? Remember them?
No, not exactly. But I do remember Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
And then there's Maggie and Ron. Margaret Thatcher met her ideological soulmate in Ronald Reagan during the 1980s.
I think that's possibly the best way you could describe that that relationship. Her ideological soulmate. Sink or swim economy mentalities. Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher met her ideological soulmate in Ronald Reagan during the 1980s. They oversaw the end of the Cold War and a joint commitment to free markets, capitalism, and small government. When it comes to military action, the UK and the US have followed one another into conflict around the world. After 9/11, Tony Blair got behind George W. Bush and Britain joined the US in the Iraq War, despite opposition at home.
So much opposition at home. So much. People were calling, people were like making caricatures of George Bush, like fucking Tony Blair. And they were putting it outside his house saying, why are you letting us get fucked, blah, blah, blah. But I think the public of both countries was really against that war. The American public and the English public. I don't think any was in favour except for them to.
And Barack Obama went the extra mile for David Cameron by publicly backing his anti-Brexit position.
And UK is going to be in the back of the queue.
We now know.
That's when I stopped liking Obama personally. I was like, why are you getting involved in British politics? I didn't get it. Same as Nigel Farage. Like I can sympathise with some of Nigel Farage's thoughts, who's like the pro-Brexit guy. But when he was getting involved in the US election, like with Donald Trump, I was like, meh, I don't like that. Just stay out of it. And plus, everyone thought it was scripted. Because, like, when do the Americans ever say Q? It was like, they'd say get into the back of the line, not Q. So it was like, has he just told you to say that? It just felt like there was a lot of Operation Fear going on during the whole Brexit period.
And UK is going to be in the back of the queue.
We now know how that turned out.
Which leaves us with Theresa May and Donald Trump.
So far, it's been love-hate between these two.
They were cozy at the White House after President Trump's election. But since then, President Trump has gone after the Prime Minister on Twitter, even canceling a schedule.
The reason I cancelled my trip to London is that I'm not a big fan of the Obama administration having sold perhaps the best located and finance agency in London for peanuts, only to build a new one in an off location for $1.2 billion. Bad deal.
Visit here to London, citing the cost and his dislike of the new U.S. embassy. By playing hard to get, the president could be trying to fulfill his America First agenda.
But with Britain's post-Brexit future still unclear, the special relationship could be more important than ever.
So yeah, I've heard that, like, in terms of digital economy alone, 50% of our economy relies on America's digital economy, and 50% of America's digital economy relies on us. This is back when I worked in IT. That was emphasised a lot when we was dealing with certain clients, and how we wanted to how they wanted to get into America more and wanted to accept like a sister firm into the UK. So yeah, it does come into to business a lot. I thought it would go into more in depth, like more history, but maybe not. It is weird though how close the US and the UK are. It's not weird, but I mean, like, it seems like an essential part of any prime minister or president's turn that they have to go and make an effort with, the not opposing, but the other country. It's beneficial for both, I think. As you said, there's so many, like, hundreds of thousands, millions of people working in opposite firms. Oh, something interesting. I forgot to mention this in the Know Your Ally video. When they were talking about manufacturing, some people were talking about, like, the Spitfire planes versus the American Flying Fortress, the planes. The Spitfires that were made for the British Army were made literally, like, 5 minutes drive from my house, maybe a little bit less, at the big Fort Dunlop. It's called Spitfire Island. Yeah, it was just to tell you that. I don't know why I've just thought of that, but I forgot to tell you, and some of you were quite interested. But yeah, recommend more videos. I like videos like this, them feel-good ones, instead of always reacting to like war-type stuff and which army could beat who and everything. I think I like videos like this a lot. I don't know, maybe it's better for the channel to do war-type stuff. Do you know what I mean? It seems to get more views, but I don't know. If you want me to react to more US politics as well, let me know. I just don't really know what to look for, because the problem with them videos is that it's always going to get more dislikes than any other video, because you can't make everyone happy with politics. But at the same time, I enjoy doing them. I like kind of being known as like the channel that would go and do a risky video like that. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I think it's cool to see people's opinions in the comments. But yeah, if you ever do go watch one of the political videos, make sure, if you can, just drop a like and a subscribe, because they are risky videos to do, man. But yeah, peace out, guys, and let me know what you want to see, definitely, because I'm always here. I love politics. So yeah, peace out.